Okay, now we are going to discuss solubility product. So, what is the solubility product? First, we need to know what is the definition of solubility product. Solubility we have discussed in the solution chapter, right? So, saturated solution. So, what is the solubility? What is solute? What is solvent? And so, how the solution or the solubility depends on the nature of the solute and nature of the solvent. So let's say sodium chloride, we can easily dissolve in the water, but we can't dissolve sodium chloride in petrol or kerosene. Similarly, for other compound, organic compound, let's say benzene, naphthalene, we can dissolve in the organic solvent, right? So, but we can't dissolve in the water, right? So, organic compound prefer organic solvent, inorganic compounds or salt prefer inorganic solvent. But this is not uniformly true. So, like let's say glucose. Glucose is a organic compound, right? It's an organic compound, right? C6H12O6. So there is no cations, anions present, but still it is soluble in water, right? So depends on the polarity of the compound and depends on the polarity or of the solvent. Some organic compounds also soluble in the water, and some it is also possible some salts are also soluble in organic solvents, right? So now here solubility. So it is the product of the ionic concentration of the ions of binary solid electrolyte in saturated state at the constant temperature. In the definitions of solubility, I told you temperature is the important parameter because temperature affects the solubility. So whenever we talk about the solubility, we need to mention the temperature, right?
Yes.
So that's why in the definition also there is a word constant temperature. So now all salts are strong electrolyte, so they basically 100% dissociate in the solution, right? So now what is the what do you mean by the product of the ionic concentration? So product of the ionic concentration means, so here if we take let's say salt NaX, right? So now it will give Na plus and X minus.
Yes.
So now solubility, if we write the equilibrium constant, what we can write? Na plus concentration into X minus concentration by NaX. Now we will consider this NaX is equivalent to 1, right? So now that's why if we consider, then we can write solubility product is equal to Na plus into X minus. So that is the product of the concentration of the ions of binary solid. So the product means here multiplications, right? This is the Na plus concentration into X minus concentration. That means the product means the multiplication of the ionic concentration of the ions. So here it is giving Na plus ion as well as X minus ion. So the concentration of ions of binary solid electrolyte. So the NaX is the electrolyte. So this is how we basically express the solubility product, right? So let's solubility of a compound AXBY, moles per liter, right? It means that if more than S moles are dissolved in the solvent of 1 liter, only S moles will be the soluble, right? So suppose solubility of the solubility or the maximum solubility of AXBY is the S mole. So if you take more than S mole, so but only S mole will go to the solution, right? The excess will remain as it is, right? So now, and AB undergoes dissociation will gives you A plus and B minus, and the excess will remain insoluble, and the Pauli equilibrium will be exist. So there is a ionized component and ionized form and unionized form. There is a equilibrium constant. That's why we can use this equilibrium constant K, capital K. So now the same things I have written. So AB is equal to, will consider 1. So like that here we have considered NaX is equal to 1. So that is the concentration of ionic product is basically the
KSP.
so called KSP, which is also known as the
Solubility product,
right? So solubility product is basically coming from a equilibrium constant. So it is a constant. Right? So all the salts solubility product is a particular temperature is constant. So now how the solubility products affect the solubility of a salt. So that we need to understand. So now in saturated solution and in unsaturated solution and supersaturated solution, there are three types of solution are possible. So suppose let's say solubility of sodium chloride is 100 gram per liter at 25 degrees centigrade, right? So if we take 1 liter at 25 degrees centigrade, maximum we can dissolve 100 gram of sodium chloride. So if we dissolve 100 gram of sodium chloride, so that will gives us a saturated solution. If we dissolve less than 100 gram of sodium chloride, that will gives us a unsaturated solution. Still the solid we can add more sodium or dissolve more amount of sodium chloride, right? If we by any condition, if we can dissolve more than 100 gram, so that will gives us a supersaturated solution. So we are going beyond the limit of the saturated solution, right? So then it will gives us a
Supersaturated.
So now what are the condition of saturated solution? So if we get KSP is equal to A plus into B minus, so then it gives us a
Saturated.
So KSP is equal to concentration of A plus into B minus. Concentration A plus is the cation, B minus is the anion, then we will get the saturated solution. If KSP is higher than the A plus and product of the A plus concentration and B minus concentration, that will gives us the
Unsaturated solution.
So, and if KSP is the less than the concentration product of this the A plus cation and B minus anion, then will give us the
Supersaturated solution.
So from this from the product of the concentration of the cations and anions, we can add by comparing with the KSP values, we can tell whether it's a saturated solution, a supersaturated solution or
Unsaturated solution.
right? So now okay, fine. So now this so relationship between solubility and solubility product, right? So here equilibrium. So suppose we are taking a salt. So always we will not get a salt like AB because there are multiple types of salts are possible, right? So what are the multiple types of salts? So we will not get this type of salt, right? So AB means sodium chloride. So that is the example of sodium chloride. One cation, one anion. But it is also possible that more different number of cations and anions are there. Like if we consider the sodium sulfate, then we will get Na2SO4. So that means two cations are there, one anions are there. So suppose if we take aluminium sulfate, so Al2SO4 whole thrice. So three anions, two cations are possible. So different types of salts we can get, and if we want to develop a relation say between the solubility and solubility product, so that's why ideal example is to take AX, BY. So because X and Y, these are the valencies are variable, right?
Yes.
Depending on the formulas of the salt.
Salt.
So that's why we have taken here AX and BY, right? So here what is X? Here X is 2 and Y is 3, right? So this is the AX and BY. Is it clear? Why? What is X and Y?
Yes.
So now we can write the solubility products from the equilibrium constant. So so after dissociation, let's try to understand with this aluminium sulfate, right? So if we dissociate the aluminium sulfate, so what we get? We get 2Al plus 3 plus 3SO4
2 minus.
2 minus. So what is going to the charge? This X is going to the charge of, in the case of sulfate, and this is going to the charge of aluminium, and this is the number, and this is the number of sulfate. So same thing here we have to apply AX BY. So the Y will go to the charge of AY plus, and X will be the number like here. So 3 is going to the charge of aluminium and 2 is the number. So 2Al plus 3 here x a y plus. Is it clear?
Yes.
So similarly y b x minus. So y is the number of b x minus will be produced, y number of, and what will be the charge? B x minus. So why this x minus is coming? Suppose it is b and it is a. So what we are taking here, b 2 minus and 3b. So this 2 is going to the charge of b and 3 is the number. So same things here, x is going to the charge here and y is the number. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So now when we are trying to deduce some relationship, so we need to take an ideal formula, right? So which we could apply for any source, right? So now according to the solubility product, what we know that concentration product. So suppose again we am taking aluminium sulfate. So if we do the if we dissociate it, so we get 2Al plus 3 plus 3SO4 2 minus. So now if we write the equilibrium constant, so how we can write? So the product of the Al plus 3 raised to 2 and sulfate
SO4
2 minus raised to 3 by Al2SO4, but Al2SO4
the whole thrice.
Al2SO4 whole thrice. So now this we consider 1. So the solubility product is only the multiplication of this concentration of cations and anions.
Yes.
So now same thing here we have to write. So Ksp is equal to Ay plus raised to x. So like that, Al plus 3 raised to 2. So this number will go to the power, right? So here this number x will go to the power. Here Ay plus raised to x and bx minus raised to y. So clear?
Yes, sir.
So this concept is we have already studied in the chemical equilibrium, like 11th standard. So now suppose what we have dissolved, let's say we have dissolved, let the solubility of the AXBY salt in water particular temperature is the S. So now again we have to understand here very clearly. So suppose if we dissolve the sodium chloride S moles, right? So after dissociation it will give S moles of sodium plus
Cl minus.
S moles of Cl minus.
minus.
But if we dissolve the Al2SO4 whole thrice and dissolve the S moles, right? So how much we'll get? We'll get 2 S moles of Al plus 3, right?
Yes.
Because one from one salt will get 2 equivalent of Al plus 3. So 2 S moles of will get the Al plus 3 and 3S moles of will get the SO4 2 minus. Is it clear?
Yes.
So because this 2S is coming due to the in the salt there are 2 aluminum cations are there. In the salt there are 3 sulfate anions. So that's why we'll get 2S moles of aluminum plus and 3S moles of sulfate minus. Same thing here we are applying here also. You can see AXBY. So if dissolve S mole, so S mole of Ay plus will get and Ys mole of Bx minus will get, right?
Yes.
So now if we put this in equation, x into S raised to x and y into S raised to y. Again we have to again we need to explain it based taking the example of aluminium sulfate. So again I am taking the aluminium sulfate, right? So it is an interesting salt. So now upon dissociation 2Al plus 3 plus sulfate 2 minus. So now S moles we have dissolved. So 2S moles will get L plus 3 and 3S moles will get sulfate. So if we write KSP, what is the KSP? Al plus 3 raised to 2 and sulfate minus 2 raised to 3. So now here we have 2s, so what will write? 2s raised to 2 and 3s raised to 3. Same thing they are also writing. So xs raised to x and ys raised to y. So now KSP is equal to, we can write x raised to x, y raised to y, s raised to
X plus y.
So that is the ultimate formula of KSP and with the solubility, right? X raised to x, y raised to y, s raised to
X plus y.
So let's, if we also apply it for aluminum, this case, so we'll get the same relation. So you will get the relations like KSP is equal to 2 raised to 2 means 4 and 3 raised to 3 means
9.
how comes like 27.
27.
So 27 and s square plus s cube. So s to the power 5. So 4 into 27 raised to 5. So this is how we will get the relation between Ks and the solubility, right? 27 into 4 raised to 5.
108.
So now there are some other examples are also there in the book. So try to solve the other examples. Give me one example. So Himanshu is telling Al OH whole thrice, right? So Al OH whole thrice. We have to make a relations between KSP and the solubility. So let us assume we have dissolved S moles. So now upon dissociation Al OH whole thrice, it will gives you 1 Al plus 3, 3 plus 3 OH minus. So now KSP is equal to what we can write? Al concentration of 3 plus OH minus raised to 3. Now if we dissolve S mole, so it will gives you S moles of
plus
aluminum
3S.
plus 3, but here 3S moles of OH minus. So now here we have
X
to
raised
put
to
S
power
raised to 1 and 3S raised to 3. So total 27 raised to S to the power
4.
This is the relationship between the, for aluminum hydroxide, between the solubility and solubility.
Solubility.
So is it clear?
Clear, sir.
So this is how we can express the relation between solubility and
Solubility product.
right? So now this is a very important topic, that is the common ion effect. So common ion effect states that the ionizations of a weak electrolyte is suppressed in presence of strong electrolyte containing an ion common to the weak electrolyte. So from the word we can understand common ion is same ion will be present in the solution, and that will affect the solubility of the salt
Strong
or weak electrolyte, right? So as we already know, weak electrolytes do not dissociate 100% in the solution. So now if we add some common ion, so then the dissociation will hamper, right? So may increase or decrease, that we need to study here. So I hope all of you remember the Le-Chatelier principle. So in the 11th standard. So can you remember this Le-Chatelier principle? So suppose we are doing a reaction. So let's say AB, giving A plus plus B minus. So now if we add, so Le-Chatelier principle tells for a reactions, the outside, from outside, if you change any parameter means concentration, pressure, temperature. So reactions will try to adjust itself such a way so they can minimize the effect of the change of this parameter. Suppose if we increase the temperature, so reactions will either move either forward directions or backward direction, so that it can minimize the effect of the temperature. So if you increase the pressure, so either reactions will go forward or backward. That will minimize the effect of the pressure. So same will applicable for the reagent also. So now, because that depends on the equilibrium constant. So what we know, equilibrium constant is constant. So what we can write, equilibrium constant is K plus into B minus divided by AB. Right? Suppose if you add A plus extra, right? A plus means you are increasing the numerator values, right? So numerator value means K will also increase.
Yes.
Huh? But K is constant as per the equilibrium constant. So K cannot be higher. So how the reaction will maintain K constant? By increasing the value of AB. So that means some amount of A plus will combine with B minus will form AB. And that's why how it will increase the AB concentration and remain the equilibrium constant. Right? So that means the backward reactions will occur if you increase the concentration of the product. And if you increase the concentration of AB, so what is happening? AB concentration is increasing. That means denominator you are increasing. That means equilibrium constant will decrease, but equilibrium can't change. It's a constant value. So how reactions will adjust? Reactions will go to the forward direction. It will increase the concentration of A plus and B minus and decrease the concentration of AB. So in this way it will adjust the K equilibrium constant. So if we add reactant, it will go forward direction. If we add product, it will go backward direction. Same thing we need to apply, same concept we need to apply in case of common ion effect. So suppose common ion effect, we take a simple example of acetic acid. So simple example of acetic acid. Acetic acid is a weak electrolyte. It doesn't dissociate 100%. So it will give H plus plus CH3 COO minus. So now if we add some amount of sodium acetate. Sodium acetate means CH3. So it will dissociate and it is a strong electrolyte. So it will 100% dissociate Na plus plus CH3 COO minus. So that means these two ions are common for both acetic acid and sodium acetate. So now in the acetic acid solution, if you add sodium acetate, due to this concentration of increase in concentration of acetate ion, it will decrease the degree of dissociation or decrease the amount of dissociation of acetic acid. So this means we are increasing the product concentration. So that means the reactions will go backward direction. Suppose initially before adding sodium acetate, 50% of acetic acid getting dissociated. But if you add sodium acetate, what will happen? The degree of dissociation will decrease. So maybe it will be 40% or 45% or 30%. So this is how the common ion effect actually decrease the degree of dissociation or affect the solubility of the product. So now solubility of the product means there are some examples like silver chloride, silver nitrate. Can you tell me the what is there in this book?
AgCl and AgNO3.
So now AgCl we are having. So now AgCl is a weak is a very less soluble or sparingly soluble salt. It gives Ag plus and Cl minus. So now some amount will AgCl will get solubilized in the water. Now if we add silver nitrate in this mixture, so silver nitrate is a strong electrolyte, is 100% dissociate Ag plus and NO3 minus. So now what is the common ion here? Ag plus. So that means here the solubility of AgCl will decrease if we add AgNO3 in the solution. Because we are adding this product in the, we are increasing the product concentration according to the last Atelier principle. The reactions will go backward direction. More AgCl will form. That means the solubility of AgCl will decrease. So more AgCl fall means, so if you try to express in terms of K KSP. So this KSP is concentration of Ag plus and Cl minus. So more AgCl will form means AgCl concentration will decrease or Cl minus concentration will decrease. As a result, KSP also decrease. Right? So next example. What is the next example? There is another example is there. Copper hydroxide is something. No. Okay. So I think we have covered all the topics in this chapter. So now what